Hi guys, it's Nika. Welcome back to another Speedbuild. This is actually part one out of what I would say will be a 4 or 5 parts long series because today we are starting to build what I called Autumn Street. And I know what you're now thinking. You're probably thinking like, oh, okay, so you are building townhouses because of the new expansion pack. And yes, but actually, no. Because I started building this last week just before we got the leak. I was on the second townhouse, and then I go and check Twitter, and there it is, the leak about the new expansion pack. And so I was looking at it like, oh my god, did I manifest this? Am I like psychic or something? And so yeah, I started it, and then they pretty much leaked townhouses. At least I hope we will be able to build townhouses. Actually, when you are seeing this video, you already know, but I'm filming this, I'm recording this voiceover the morning before we get the trailer. Yesterday they teased that there will be some news, and there was this picture of a new world, and they were like, I don't know, something revealed tomorrow at some time. I don't know, it's gonna be in the evening for me. So in a few hours I will know what this new pack is called, what it actually is, how accurate the leak was, which I hope it was 100% accurate, because that sounded like a dream. Oh my god, it's been like a week since it leaked or something like that. I don't know. And I just keep thinking about all the things I will be able to build and play in when this pack comes out. This is the first time I'm building townhouses on this channel, but it's not the first time I have built like multiple houses on one lot, like multiple, let's say, units on one lot, imagining there would be multiple families living there, if that makes sense. But obviously, until now, playing in such a house would be kind of weird, not very good for gameplay, let's say. I mean, I guess you could do like, you could lock the doors for people so that they don't walk into your house uninvited. But overall, it was just not a very smooth gaming experience or playing experience. And I always wished we would do like actual multiple families on one lot thing, and it seems like now we will be able to do that. So I really have high hopes for this pack. I hope it is as amazing as I imagined. I rarely have high hopes for packs. Even when Growing Together came out and everyone was excited and everyone was yelling about infants, when we got the news about infants and when we got the news about Growing Together, pretty much everyone was like, yes, this is gonna be a game changer, this is gonna be an amazing pack, maybe the best pack we've ever had. And I had my doubts. I didn't really allow myself to have high expectations, because I've been burned many times before with Sims packs. But this time, with this pack, whatever it is called, I think I've seen it being called For Rent, and the other name was like Rental Houses or something like that. I liked For Rent better, but as someone mentioned in a video or stream that I watched, Sims 4 for Rent sounds a bit weird. So I'm excited to find out what the actual title is, and if it's actually Sims 4 for Rent. Okay, I've got my thoughts, but okay, I'll live. As long as we can build our own apartments and townhouses and stuff like that, I'm okay. It can be called whatever, Poopy Living, whatever, but as long as we can do that, I'm fine. The name doesn't really matter that much after all. Where was I? Oh, right, I was talking about how I have high expectations for this pack, even though usually I tend to keep them low, and I'm usually very... what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I'm usually very skeptical about the packs, because a lot of times they will make them look amazing in the trailer, and then you get the actual bag and it's like half of it is broken and the other half doesn't work as well as the trailer made it seem. Well, that's basically saying the other half is broken too, which is a lie. Apart from my wedding stories, I don't and maybe high school years, I don't think the bags were ever completely broken at the start. I know there were some issues with high school years, and I know that my wedding stories release was a disaster, but overall I think it would be mean to say that every single Sims 4 release has been a disaster, because that's not true. Sure, there may be bugs, there may be a lot of bugs on release day, but it's not a complete mess. It's like maybe only like sometimes 70% mess, sometimes 50% mess. Anyway, long story short, I'm excited for this pack. I'm excited to find out more. And yeah, I hope it will be as good as it seems right now. Anyway, it's been a while since I could talk about my favorite subject in my videos, and my favorite subject is me and my life. No, actually, no, my favorite subject is not me, and my life sucks a little bit. But yeah, there has been so much happening that I wanted to talk about. 2 weeks ago, I went to Prague to watch the Eras Tour movie in the cinema with my sibling. We had an amazing day. We left to Prague early. We went shopping. I bought the new Percy Jackson book. I got a toy for my new niece. Well, technically she's not my niece. She's my best friend's daughter, but like I'm kind of her aunt. She is kind of my niece, so yeah, I'm an aunt now. Very excited. So I got a toy for her. I got a Percy Jackson book for myself, as I already said. Yeah, we visited some of our favorite shops. We were quite concerned about there being so much Christmas decoration in the shop. I mean, we both love, me and my sibling, we both love Christmas and Christmas decorations, but middle of October is, in my opinion, too early for such heavy Christmas decorations. But anyway, we had a great time. Then we got to the cinema and I was like, holy shit, they have the cups, they have the fancy, like Taylor cups and the bowls for popcorn. Well, so I had to buy it, even though it was so expensive and the popcorn was ridiculously expensive. And they didn't even have the popcorn bowls anymore, they only had the cups. So I only got the cup and it was still so freaking expensive. And it would be very expensive even without the Taylor cup. And so I got a huge bowl of popcorn. We didn't even finish it. It was just so much. And I didn't even like popcorn that much. Why did I get the large size? Then we went to sit down. I obviously got the seat number 13. My sibling got seat number 12. And yeah, we were... So, I mean, I was very excited to see other Swifties coming in, because up until now, I've never been on like a real life Swiftie event. And if I've ever met a Swiftie, they were pretty much like undercover. Like they didn't really show it that they were a Swiftie. But people showed up in... Well, saying they showed up in costumes that would be false. But I saw one girl who had like the Junior Jules t-shirt. Everyone had friendship bracelets. Nobody was straightened really, except for some really little girls, which I felt like I shouldn't go trade with them because that's weird. I'm 23. They're like 12, 11. Maybe not. But yeah, it was great. And then the lights went out and the movie started. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I had goosebumps and I almost started crying and I couldn't breathe when it started. And I feel like during the lover segment, everyone was kind of processing the fact that we are actually seeing her. And then the Fearless segment came and most of the cinema stood up. Everyone went down right in front of the screen and everyone started like dancing and stomping and singing. And it was such a great experience. I was still sitting in my seat. I didn't really want to participate in that. Also, my feet were kind of hurting from my shoes, so yeah, that was another thing. But it made me feel so happy and like safe even, I would say. It was just so nice. And at first, before we went there, I've seen videos from America and seen how people acted there. I was a bit worried for how it will be here. And yes, people definitely didn't behave the way you would expect people to behave in a cinema. But it was okay. It wasn't annoying. It was very nice, actually. It was a very nice experience overall. I cried 2 times. I cried during Marjorie, and I cried when she sang You're on Your Own, Kid. I want to cry again just thinking about it. And there were probably a few more times when I felt like crying, but the tears didn't come because, I don't know, they didn't. And yeah, we had a great time. Also, I loved how the movie was filmed. It was, I'm speechless. It was just amazing, and I don't have enough words to explain what a masterpiece it was. And my sibling liked it too. I don't think I managed to convert them into a Swiftie, but I think they weren't lying when they said they enjoyed it. And yeah, I think we didn't really talk about it much because we were tired, and then the next day they had to leave, and we haven't really talked much since then. And when we did, we talked about other things. I think their favorite part was probably 1989 because they knew all the songs. Well, I think they knew all the songs in Red as well, and most of Fearless. But the 1989 part was where they seemed really excited. And yeah, I really need to ask them though what they thought about the vigilante shit part. Because, oh my god, I've seen many videos online of that performance, but seeing it in HD on big screen, oh my god, I didn't even hide my gay. I just stared at the screen, and like I probably had the gayest look on my face. And I that was a religious experience. And the Reputation part also religious experience. Like, when I say I'm not religious, that's not true. Like, those videos exist. Like, that's my religion. I'm sorry. It's weird to joke about religion. I'm really sorry. So yeah, it took me a few days to process that movie. Also, I got sick. Probably not at the movie. Probably my dad brought something from his work trip. And anyway, if I had to choose what to blame it on, I'd rather blame it on my dad than on the Taylor Swift movie, let's be honest. But yeah. Then we came home, and on Sunday I started feeling not very well. And I've been sick ever since, but it's been so worth it. Speaking of Taylor Swift, obviously 1989 Taylor's version came out last Friday, which was amazing. I got up at 6 a.m. to listen to it as soon as it was added on Spotify. I freaking love it. I think all the songs got a huge improvement. The vault tracks are amazing, and what a time to be a Swiftie, am I right? Like, we are being well fed. Thank you, Taylor. So yeah, I've been thinking about Taylor Swift a lot these past few days, as you can see. And another thing I've been thinking about a lot is Percy Jackson, because the show is coming and I wanted to reread the books before the show comes. I've reread the entire Percy Jackson series, loved it. It never gets old. It is such an amazing series. Now I'm on Heroes of Olympus, which I have actually never reread. Read. How do you say that? I don't know. Well, I've only read it once, like maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 7, I don't know, before high school, I think. And I never read it again after that. So I'm excited to dive into that again. There are so many things I don't remember. I'm on The Lost Hero now, and I'm reading it in English because a few years ago my dad was in America, and I was like, hey, if you could bring me a Percy Jackson book, that would be really nice. And he brought me this one, but I never read it in English. I know I started, I read like not 3 episodes, I read like 3 chapters and put it away, because I don't know, at that point I guess my English just wasn't as good to read it in English. But now I am reading it in English and it's amazing. And there is so much I don't remember. Yeah, but we'll talk about it some other time, because I'm seeing now that we are running out of time. So, sorry I didn't talk about the build too much, but I hope you liked it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Love you guys. Bye everyone.